Hey gamers, it's me. Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the first phase to introduce TV shows into the phase structure of the MCU, as well as introduce animated shows into the MCU in the wider Marvel Cinematic Universe multiverse. But there is something else that they have decided to add. Marvel Studios special presentations. And because of that, I present to you a Chalek special presentation. This feels better. The first Marvel Studios special presentation was known as Werewolf by Night, and it is something that Marvel Studios has been wanting to create or have made since 2001. Werewolf by Night began on a cold spring's night of May of 2001. The moon was shining in the air, and Marvel Studios was going to license Werewolf by Night to Dimension Films, which at the time was owned by the Walt Disney Company. However, it was also used as Harvey Weinstein's label within Miramax. Oh god, not him! The story was to be developed by Kevin Feige, Ari Arad, and Avi Arad. Oh god, not him! Wait, why was there no lightning strike? Anyway, scripts were being written in June of 2002 and Crystal Sky Pictures was to produce it. Don't worry, Crystal Sky Pictures haven't done anything wrong but released the two Ghost Rider movies. Oh, and Baby Geniuses and Super Babies Baby Geniuses too. The film was still being written in February 2003 and in March 2004, with the film going to be shot in the UK in 2006 or something. The land of the Queen at the time, but now the King, because the Queen died. That gets a lightning strike. The film was supposed to start filming in 2006, but then I guess Marvel just forgot or something. I'm not really quite sure. Marvel Studios then went on to develop the Marvel Cinematic Universe, starting with Iron Man, as we all know and love. However, there was a problem. If you don't know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe we know and love wasn't just done by Marvel Studios. Depending on your viewpoint, of course. You see, in 2012, Kevin Feige, along with Joss Whedon, announced a show titled Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. became known as the very first show set within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and had many ties to the wider universe in its earlier seasons, such as having Phil Coulson as the main character, and having many guest stars such as Maria Hill, Sitwell, Nick Fury, Lady Sif, and much more, as well as showing footage of the Phase 1 Marvel films and the Phase 2 Marvel films, and directly referencing or tying into the events of the Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Avengers Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and, to be debated, but Spider-Man Far From Home. Because of this, Marvel's in-house production team was separated into different sections, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. being released by Marvel Television instead of Marvel Studios. This created a divide between the two companies, almost like a civil war between the two. Although not ever directly referenced by anyone in particular, it was mentioned a few times that Marvel Studios and Marvel Television would have to fight between different characters. We can see the effects of this divide and civil war by Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. mentioning the films, whereas the films almost never reference the shows. However, in 2022, it was actually revealed that Avengers Endgame was supposed to have a direct reference to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but that's a story for another day that people pretend never happened. Because of the fighting between characters and the teams in general, even when Marvel Television was going to create something that wasn't set within the confines of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Studios would still shut them down for the most part. Which doesn't really make much sense, but whatever. Marvel Television was developing a group of shows that would lead up to something known as The Offenders. However, plans never really materialized as Marvel Television was folded into Marvel Studios late 2019. The plan that was many characters such as MODOK, Hitmonkey, Werewolf by Night, and others were to come together with their big crossover involving Man-Thing. But Marvel Studios didn't let them use Werewolf by Night or Man-Thing due to their future plans. What future plans, you may ask? It was the special titled Werewolf by Night that was released in October of 2022. Fun fact, after Marvel Television was folded into Marvel Studios was left to actually officially release Hellstrom, MODOK, and Hitmonkey, with Hellstrom being probably set within the MCU. I mean, it's debated, but I don't know, it doesn't matter. What is Werewolf by Night? Well, let me tell you the plot. There's this woman, right? Her name was Verussa Bloodstone. 5 people who hunt monsters, which are apparently a thing in the MCU after Man-Thing was mentioned in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and a statue of him was in Thor Ragnarok, come together to find out who will hold the Bloodstone. One of these guys was named Jack Russell. Jack Russell had something he was hiding from everyone. But I'll let you know that later. To gain control of the Bloodstone, they must hunt. So the 5 hunters, including Elsa Bloodstone, even though Verussa Bloodstone was the organizer of the hunt, she didn't want her there. Sounds like an average 2021 day for me. The hunt had the hunters basically kill each other to free the monster and gain the Bloodstone. Elsa and Jack teamed up in order to free the monster, as apparently after Man-Thing was researched by S.H.I.E.L.D. and sent to Sakaar, Jack met him, or they were already friends? I don't know. I don't know how it works. It's not really talked about. Anyway, Ted, otherwise known as Man-Thing, is set free with Jack and Elsa getting the Bloodstone off the back of him. However, when Jack touches the Bloodstone, it shows that he is also a monster, and he and Elsa are taken by Verussa. Now, in a cage, Verussa uses the Bloodstone and activates Jack's hidden power. He is the Werewolf by Night. This bit is getting old. The werewolf breaks out of the cage, saves Elsa, and goes off with Man-Thing. Whoa! Color is returning. Is that what happens when you explain the plot of Marvel Studios' special presentation, Werewolf by Night? Color then returns to the world of the MCU, along with Somewhere Over the Rainbow playing, and Man-Thing and Jack go camping. Werewolf by Night is a very different thing from the MCU. The MCU has done things in black and white before in WandaVision and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but never anything like this. Werewolf by Night is truly a unique take on the MCU that brings all new meaning to the MCU. I'm not really sure where the rating of it should be, but I really think the MCU needs to explore the more random and creative side, instead of sticking with the same old same old. That brings us to the end of this Chillax special presentation. Thank you for watching, and good night!